Welcome to the kitchen classroom. You're sure to enjoy this subject, and it will be made much more enjoyable for everyone if by just following a few simple rules. So before we start, there are a few things that you need to remember. Before the class begins, you'll need to take your cooking gear out of your bag before you place your bag into the cage. The cage will be locked to keep your bag secure and will be unlocked at the end of the lesson. You will then line up quietly and orderly outside the classroom and wait for the teacher to let you into the classroom. Your cooking gear includes your apron and your hat. These must be worn during cooking practical lessons. If you haven't got one, they're available from the office for about $12. If you happen to forget it one day, you'll be able to hire one for $1. If you would like to take your food home with you, you can bring a container from home, or you can buy one for 50 cents. You're expected to remain in the classroom at all times. You will not be given permission to go to the bubblers for a drink during class time. You may bring a bottle of water into the classroom with you, or a drink from the kitchen taps. Sometimes there may be bottles of water that you can buy for $1.50. Do not bring food or drink into the classroom except for a bottle of water. Students are not permitted to leave the classroom during the lesson. They may drink from the tap or bring in a bottle of water. All students are expected to participate in each lesson. Written work will be provided to those students who do not participate in the lesson. Students who behave in an unsafe manner will not be able to cook for the next lesson. They will be given a written assignment to complete. All students are expected to clean the classroom when the cooking is finished. All equipment must be cleaned and sanitized, and students will not be dismissed until the entire room is clean and hygienic. When you enter the classroom, you're expected to be dressed in your cooking gear and have everything you need. If you need to hire an apron, line up by the prep room and wait until the kitchen assistant attends to you. Otherwise, wash your hands, stand by your tables to wait for instructions, and make sure the benches are placed underneath the tables so that the work area and the walk area is clear. Kitchens can be very dangerous places with people rushing around, wet areas that can be slippery, hot stoves, ovens, boiling liquids, hot steam, and open fires that can all cause burns. There are sharp tools like knives, graters, peelers, and broken glass that can easily cut someone. Electrical equipment could cause shocks or electrocution if used in the wrong area. And equipment with moving parts can cause serious damage if a finger gets too close. But cooking can be a lot of fun, and learning cooking skills will be useful for your entire life. Learning to cook could even help you to get a job in the hospitality industry. But it's important to remain safe, and during the next few minutes, you'll learn how you can keep safe in the kitchen. When you're working in the kitchen, you always need to be aware of your own safety while you're working, and you need to be aware of the safety of other people. Also, you need to know what to do in case an accident happens. The three main types of injuries that occur in kitchens most commonly are cuts, burns, and injuries from slips and falls. The way you dress is very important to your safety. Your apron will help protect you if hot food splashes on the front of you, and it will keep the bacteria from your clothes from getting into your food. Your hat will protect your hair from smoke and grease, and will help to prevent your hair and sweat from falling into your food. Leather shoes, like the standard school uniform shoe, will protect the top of your foot from hot liquid spills, and offer some protection if something drops on your foot. Kitchens are very busy places with many hazards. Several things can cause slips and falls, such as running, wet or slippery floors, and tripping hazards in the walkways like stools or bags. It's extremely important to know and to remember knife safety. There are several things to remember. First of all, you'll need a chopping board. We use a plastic chopping board because it is softer than the knife and it will help to keep the knife sharp. If we cut on a hard surface such as stainless steel, the knives can become blunt and unsafe. To set up the cutting board, we take a clean cloth such as a Chuck's cloth, wet it and squeeze out the water, and place it flat on the table. Place the chopping board on top. The cloth helps stop the chopping board from slipping. We then place our knife above the chopping board with the blade away from you and the handle facing to the right if you're right-handed and to the left if you're left-handed. When you carry the knife, make sure that the point is facing downward and the blunt edge is facing the front. When you use the knife, make sure that you hold it properly. Grip the handle of the knife firmly. Keep your fingertips that are holding the food curled back away from the blade. Place the tip of the knife on the chopping board and with a forward rocking motion, slice the vegetable. The tip of the knife should remain on the chopping board. When you are finished using your knife, carry it to the sink. Using warm water and detergent, clean the knife by using a cloth or a sponge and wiping each side of the knife from the blunt edge towards the sharp edge. Rinse the detergent from the knife and place the knife in the flat dishwashing tray. Take the chopping board and scrape any remaining food scraps into the bin. Wash the board with warm water and detergent to remove any food and rinse. Then, place the chopping board in the dish rack with the pegs. Make sure it is standing upright so that the water from the dishwasher can reach all parts of it. When the knife comes out of the dishwasher, dry it carefully, keeping the sharp edge away from you. Place the knife in the knife storage area. Your behavior is one of the main things you can control to keep yourself and others safe in the kitchen. Do not run and fool around. Don't distract anyone who's using equipment. And carry sharp tools like knives with the point downward. There's a lot of equipment to use in the kitchen. Equipment can be used safely if used correctly, and a few simple rules are remembered. Never use equipment without permission. Read any instructions carefully before you use any equipment and make sure that you are trained in the use of any tool or machine that you need to use. Know how to turn a machine off before you know how to turn it on, because if an accident happens, you need to know what to do quickly. Use safety guards and other safety equipment if it's provided. It's important when using microwaves to only use microwave-safe containers in the microwave. Never operate the microwave oven with nothing in it. And don't use metal containers or any container that contains metal trim. Many chemicals are used in the kitchen, and there are some important things to remember when working with the chemicals. Don't store the chemicals in food containers, as someone could accidentally mistake them for food or a drink. Keep chemicals away from food to prevent them from contaminating the food. Never mix the chemicals or pour them down the sink, as a combination could cause deadly fumes or even explosions. If an accident happens, it's important to know what to do. You need to know the location of the first aid kit, which is in the prep kitchen. The fire blanket and the fire extinguishers are behind the teacher's bench, and evacuation procedures are located near the door. There are also classroom emergency procedures located near the evacuation plan. If an evacuation is necessary when you're in the kitchen, turn off any gas or electric appliances if it's possible. Line up calmly, quickly, and quietly by the door. Take your bags from the cage, then follow the route to the evacuation map to the oval. Stay with your class and follow your teacher. When you get to the oval, quickly and quietly get into your designated areas. When washing up, it's best to separate the dishes and wash the cleanest ones first. The correct order for washing up is glassware, these are the drinking glasses, cutlery, which are the knives, forks, and spoons, crockery, which are the plates and bowls that you eat from, preparation equipment such as mixing bowls, graters, chopping boards, pots and pans, and part of the washing up includes washing the benches and tables and thoroughly cleaning the stoves, and finally making sure the sink is clean and dry and the drains are clear of any food. The floor must also be swept of any food that's left on the floor.
Why do we need to wash our hands? The main reason is to avoid transferring bacteria. Watch the video to see how easily bacteria are transferred.
So now that we know why we need to wash our hands, when should we wash them? We all know to wash our hands before starting work, but are there other times to wash them as well? There are. We wash our hands anytime they're dirty, after using the toilet, after touching our face or hair, after preparing or serving food, after touching raw meat, after eating, tasting, drinking, or smoking, and after coughing or sneezing.
There is a correct way to wash our hands. Watch the video to see how.
There's a big difference between cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning is when you use a detergent and water. The steps for cleaning are: first, you remove any visible dirt or food or debris with a cleaning cloth. Next, you wash the item or the area with detergent and warm water. Then, you rinse off the detergent. Finally, you dry the area or the equipment or allow it to air dry. Sanitizing is done by using an antibacterial spray on a surface that's already been cleaned. Heat is also a good sanitizer. When the temperature is more than 75 degrees, the bacteria will die. The rinse water in the dishwater is over 75 degrees Celsius to ensure that the dishes and utensils are free of bacteria. So remember, always think about safety while you're in the kitchen. Now, go to the link above to complete an online test. This link is also available in a file that your teacher will explain to you how you can access it. When you get to the website, fill in your name and the code number 6YJGM to begin the test. Show your teacher your results when you've finished. You must get at least 80% to pass.